Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Welcome back to another What's for Dinner, where I'm going to share 3 easy and delicious meals with you. So 2 of the meals that I share are usually ones that I find on Pinterest, and after I share them here, I do pin them on my Pinterest boards. So make sure you're following me on Pinterest so you can get access to all of those recipes. And then one of the recipes that I do each week comes from one of you. We call it SUBBIE Supper. And it's where you send in one of your favorite recipes and we give it a try and we share it with everybody else. So if you would like to send in a recipe, if you haven't done that already, go ahead and email me at mandyinthemaking2018@gmail.com. For our first meal this week, we are going to be making a 1-pot creamy sausage gnocchi, and this is a 30-minute meal. I've got my large skillet heated to about medium-high heat. I've got a pound of ground sausage in there. To my sausage, I'm going to add my 1 onion that has been diced. I'm also going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. I've got 1 teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I'm just going to brown this up, and then we'll add in the rest of our ingredients. Now that this is completely brown, I'm going to add in about 3/4 a cup of heavy cream. I've got a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes. It calls for petite diced, but my store did not have petite diced. So this is the tomatoes that have the basil and oregano added. I'm also going to add in 2 to 3 cups of spinach. Do y'all do this? Do you take the stems off? I thought I had gotten most of the long stems off, but there are a few still in here. It just drives me nuts. And lastly, I'm just adding in a 16-ounce package of gnocchi. I'm going to stir all of this, and we're just going to let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until the spinach has completely wilted down and the gnocchi is cooked through. Then we'll be adding some cheese, and then it's going to be time to eat. This is so easy. This has been cooking for about 8 minutes. I'm going to add in 1 cup to 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. We're just going to let that melt in, and then it's time to eat. I just chopped up a little bit of parsley that I'm just adding on top. We ready?
Yep, I'm ready. This looks amazing. So what's all in this? I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, you weren't in there. So the cameraman today was not him. The cameraman was this guy.
So this is really going to be a surprise.
Yeah, he has no clue.
I see the gnocchi in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, tell me what you...
So I've got gnocchi, I've got, what's this green stuff?
That's grass.
That's great.
That's grass.
What is that? That's parsley. And we got some parsley in there, and then what is that? Spinach?
Spinach.
And then that looks like sausage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough talking. Let's get in there and eat.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Good, ain't it?
It is really good. Yeah, that is really good. Oh, it's spicy too.
Got a little bit of spice to it, not much.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's definitely got a kick to it. I love the kick. I guess that's from the sausage, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but this sauce is amazing.
Do we get a thumbs up or two? We get one thumbs up? We don't get two?
No, two.
Oh, he reserves the two.
I'm giving this 2 thumbs up. I mean, this is
Me too.
really good.
So even though it does have a little bit of spiciness to it, you could use a milder sausage if you wanted to. But I feel like I would like to put a few red pepper flakes in this just to even spice it up just a little bit more, or use hot sausage next time. We used regular this time. But this is really good. It has been a very rainy day. I'm looking out now and it's still pouring rain. It's been dark and gloomy. This is the perfect meal for that. Tonight we are making a queso chicken. We're not starving tonight, so I'm probably not gonna really have a big side for this. Maybe just a salad mix. We've got a Southwest salad mix that I may serve with this, but let's get started. For this recipe, I'm gonna shred my own cheese just because I have a block that I need to use. And I'm gonna be using this. This was gifted to me from one of you, my subscriber Ethel. She sent me this and I am so excited to give it a try. We haven't used it yet, so let's try it out.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh my word, look how fast that was. What? I did not think it would be this easy to use. This is amazing. She got it from QVC if you're interested. Look at that. It came with several attachments too. So there's this one, there is a more like a finer grating one, and then there's one that's like a mandolin slicer almost. Thank you, Ethel. This is amazing. I've got this saucepan heated to about medium. I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of butter and we're gonna let that melt down. Now it's completely melted. We're gonna wait for it to kind of foam a little bit and turn a light brown color. Now that it's started to foam up, I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of flour, and we're just going to stir this and let this turn a golden color. It'll take just a couple of minutes. Now we're gonna add in 2 cups of milk. You can either use 2 cups of milk or 2 cups of chicken broth, but I figured milk is gonna make it a lot creamier. You wanna bring this up to a simmer and let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes just until the sauce begins to thicken. I've got about 2 cups of cheddar cheese here. I'm gonna use about half of that in here. We're gonna melt it down in this mixture. It's really getting thick now. And so now we're gonna add in a cup of salsa. Okay, our queso is ready. I've got about a pound of chicken breasts here. And I'm just gonna season these with about a teaspoon of taco seasoning. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is pour this queso over our chicken. And we're just gonna top it with the rest of the cheese. And then this is gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. Very interesting. So again, he was not the cameraman until the very end. So he has not seen any of this. He has no clue what's in it. It looks really pretty.
Looks very cheesy.
I'm gonna try some of the sauce first. You go ahead. Good.
Good sauce. I like the flavor of the sauce. I definitely like the, I like how it's enhanced with the cilantro and the tomato. It's very, I don't know what you would call it. Very Tex-Mex kind of feel to it.
That's a good sauce. It's not quite as thick as I expected it to be. And it may just be from the juices from the chicken. Thinned it out some. But it's very tasty. This is not spicy. It has like no spice whatsoever to it. I would love to spice this up. Add like a spicier cheese to it maybe. Some of that hot jalapeno and habanero jack from Walmart that I get a lot of times. Or add some cayenne pepper to it. Something to give it a little extra spice because that's just what we like. But if you were worried that this would be spicy, it's not. It's our third meal of the week, which means it's Subby Supper night. And tonight's Subby Supper is sweet and sour chicken, and it comes from Kathy. So Kathy lives in central New York with her husband. Her and her husband just celebrated 46 years of marriage. Congratulations. And this recipe is one of her favorites, and she actually submitted it, and it's in her church's cookbook. Kathy is also a mother and a grandmother and an avid gardener, and she loves to cook and share new recipes. We can't wait to give this one a try. Thank you, Kathy. This recipe calls for pineapple chunks. My grocery store did not have it. All it had was pineapple slices. I do need to reserve the juice from this, so I'm gonna pour that into here. And we're gonna slice these up. So the recipe calls for 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, but these are pretty small, so I grabbed 3 instead. I'm just gonna cut these up into 1-inch cubes. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my chicken and put it in this bag along with a 1/2 cup of cornstarch and just shake it all around and make sure it gets good and coated. I'm gonna go ahead and put about half of it in there now. Put my chicken in. I've got my large skillet heated to about medium-high heat. I'm gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'm just gonna take this and we are gonna dump the chicken in here and brown it up. Okay, while our chicken is cooking, I'm gonna get started on the sauce over here in this saucepan. I'm gonna add in our pineapple juice, 3/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of cornstarch, a tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And that's it. We're gonna bring this to a boil. I'm just gonna stir all of this together and let it start heating up. It's been a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna flip these over and continue to cook them. Okay, so now that it's come to a boil, it's going to start to thicken, and we just want to heat this through until it really kind of becomes clear. So now that our chicken is completely cooked through, I'm going to set it aside on this plate over here. Back in this same skillet, I'm gonna add a little more olive oil, and I'm gonna add my green pepper that I've sliced and my onion that I've thinly sliced. I'm gonna cook this through, and then we're gonna add in our garlic, and then we'll add our meat back in. Now that this is cooked for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna add in our 2 cloves of garlic that I've minced. Now I'm gonna add in our pineapple. I'm gonna turn this to low, and we're gonna add our chicken right back in here. Our sauce is almost done, and once it is, we're gonna pour it right over the top of this. Okay, I think our sauce is ready. It seems to have thickened up quite nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here and pour it over our chicken. Stir this around to make sure everything is coated, and we're just going to heat this through for about 5 minutes all together, and then it's going to be time to serve it over some rice. Kathy said that if you desire, you can always add a little bit of hot sauce to the top, so I'm going to add a little bit of Tabasco. Give that a stir, and let's eat, y'all. Okay, so tonight Stephen is working still, so in his place. We have my cameraman from the week. You want me to go first?
Yes, you go first.
He's always the first one in, but when he's on camera. Okay. I'll give it a shot. It smells really good. I know that much. That's good.
Oh yeah. That sauce is strong, but not too strong.
Look at him. So you can taste that little tiny bit of the kick of the Tabasco that I put in at the very end, but it's mostly sweet.
I can definitely taste a little bit of that spice in there.
It's good. It's really light. It's not a heavy dish at all.
And that pineapple.
This recipe had a good many ingredients, but it was really simple. Like, it was mainly just dumping all of those ingredients in. I love that about it. You give this 2 thumbs up. That's the first meal this week you've given 2 thumbs up. So thank you, Kathy, so much. I will try and insert here on the screen what Stephen thought of it. I'm sure he's gonna love it too.
And usually I'm not a big fan of the rice, but this time the sauce is really...
The sauce is soaked into the rice. He doesn't like white rice. I think I've said this before, but if you're new here, he does not like white rice at all. So anytime I give him white rice, I have to make sure that it has a good bit of sauce that's gonna be on top of it, and this did. So Stephen finally finished work, and he is going to give this a try. And instead of me putting it on the screen, I just thought I would show him.
Wow.
You see that he broke out the chopsticks, of course.
Oh man, yeah, that is really good.
Isn't it tasty?
It's very tasty. I love the flavors of this. I mean, very much, what I would expect the
Sweet and sour chicken.
Sour chicken to be.
Yeah. All right, so you give it a thumbs up?
Yep.
2 thumbs up? Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. I hope you enjoyed this week's recipes. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to join my YouTube family. Hit that red subscribe button below. That just lets YouTube know that you want to see more of my content. And then when you log on to YouTube, if I've posted a new video, it will be in your subscriptions feed. Thanks, y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Tonight's recipe is called chili con... Nope. What is it? Chili con queso. Con queso. Okay. Tonight we are making a queso chicken. Stop laughing.
Sorry.
No, don't do this. Turn around the other way. Thank you. Stop. Gracie, get out. No.
Poor pineapple.
Never had a chance.
Never had a chance. No.